Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today we're doing a side-by-side camera comparison between the Galaxy S6 and the new Galaxy S7. Now when we do our camera comparisons, we always take a look at four different categories. And that is first, low light, followed by detail, followed by color reproduction, and then finally, the all-important selfie. So let's go over each category and see which phone did each one better. On the first category, it's low light, and wow, there is just such a dramatic difference year over year. Keep in mind, the thing that's so amazing about this is less than 1 year of a difference. I mean, you literally had the S6 come out in April 11th of or April 10th of last year, and now the S7 1 year later just does so much of a better job. And this is really what this dual pixel technology really has in place. You have full sensors going for low light, and they just do so much of a better job in comparison to the normal half sensor that's really using this technology. So really, when it comes to dual pixel and a megapixel, this is the difference right here, first and foremost. So yes, when it comes to low light, the S7 is easily going to be better. We don't even have to go into the details because you can see everything is just better on the S7 compared to the S6 in low light. Now, when we go to the detail portion, traditionally in every single comparison we've done thus far, the higher megapixel count typically always wins detail. Now, to try to keep this as fair as possible, we do the same thing every time, and that is this is the only one where I use tap to focus when shooting a photo. Everything else is always on automatic. And so what we did here is we tap on this little section right here of the PS3 in black, and then we take the photo, and that's it. Now, one thing I will say is that when it comes to color reproduction, we're already seeing where the S6 plays a factor, but we'll go into that in the next slide more so. But when it comes to detail, you can already see in Chewbacca's fur right here that you got a bit more detail on the S7. And as we zoom in, we expect the S6 to reign supreme, but we'll pay attention to a few details. So first of all, both do a good job of the right of the PS3 cover with having almost everything in detail right here and there. So you really have a great detail on here. Now, in terms of the Disney, BB-8, and Sphero, it's okay, but nothing really that crisp in terms of text. We'll zoom in a little bit more just to really get in there. However, I want you to pay attention to the Final Fantasy portion right here and the Stick of Truth portion right here when we move over to the next slide. So again, this is the detail here, and as we move over, there's the detail on this side. So again, when it comes to the right side, both do a great job. I will say that the S6 did a little bit of a better job with the Sphero part. BB-8 and Disney are still kind of out of focus overall, but really when you notice on this left side, it really just does not hold up. Especially the Stick of Truth and the Final Fantasy section, it's really phased and it just doesn't look clear. As opposed to on here where you notice it really sharp. So overall, when it comes to the detail between these two, this is actually the first time that we're reversing what normally wins, and that is the higher megapixels do produce a better detail. But in this case, the S7 actually wins the detail portion of this comparison, just having better overall detail, at least in this shot compared to the S6. So for this purpose, yes, the S7 wins the detail portion. And then when we go to the color reproduction, oh man, is this another open and shut case. But really, I have to applaud the S6 here. Not only is it the far better color reproduction between the two, as the S7 and the S7 Edge just seem to really go for the light. Now what I mean by that is this light on top of this picture is yellow. However, the S6 gives you what the real color is, whereas the S7 gives you what the color of the light is. And this really plays poorly when it comes to color reproduction because the S6 has done actually the best job of color reproduction out of every photo we've taken with this between the iPhone, LG V10, Note 5, S6 Edge, 7 Edge. The S6 played the best in terms of color reproduction. This is almost identical to what I actually see when I take these photos and I'm there. So yes, the S6 is easily the better color reproduction, just having the true red, the true green, yellow, orange, blue, every detail in every color is pretty much dead on the S6 on how it actually is in this room, whereas the S7 definitely over color saturates it. So for color reproduction, the S6 is definitely going to be the winner between the two. And finally, when it comes to selfies, we see a real big difference on here in terms of color on this side. And that is the opposite happened with color and lighting on between these two photos. And the S7 gives the more natural color, whereas the S6 oversaturates on the selfie and definitely overexposes even more than the S7 does. Now, neither one did a particularly awesome job. The S7 Edge did a much better job, and the Note 5 did a much better job on their selfie taking. But between these two, the S7 is the overall better one. It also has a wider shot. As you can see, you got more of the door and even the chair on this side as compared to the S6 on this side, because it is a wider angle. In terms of height, though, both are on par with each other. And you just get a bit more detail with the S7 in terms of just overall noise reproduction and overall not being overexposed as much as compared to the S6, and definitely keeping more of a natural tone. Again, neither did an amazing job, as even like the belt is, the text isn't legible where it was with the other cameras, but the overall better shot is going to be with the Galaxy S7. Again, this is a very hard selfie to take because these two portions test the camera of the selfie to the limit, but the S7 did the better job overall. So yes, if you want the better selfie taking, it will be the S7. So let's go back over and see who won. When we go to low light, the S7 easily takes the low light between the S6 and the S7. When it goes to detail, it's actually fairly close, but the S7 did a better overall job when it came to detail. When it comes to color reproduction, the S6 has to be applauded for having most likely the best color reproduction out of any smartphone we have tested here thus far when it comes to color reproduction. And when it comes to selfie taking, the S7 does a better job. So yes, overall, the camera quality is going to be the S7 is the winner. It wins 3 out of the 4 categories, and it's one that you should definitely get between these two and camera quality. Alright guys, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please give a like, thumbs up down below. It really helps us out. Thank you for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.